and it's 8 o'clock. So we'll begin. So we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing this morning. And I was just thinking about mindfulness as I was drinking my coffee. And mindfulness is just wonderful. If we can cultivate our minds so that they're quiet, then what happens? What happens for me if I'm really, really mindful, not just paying attention, but somehow we've got to get into a deeper state of just being in the world without any mental chatter going on. We can still think, we can think proactively, but we don't have all this commentary going on in our heads. And if we can really cultivate that stage, which we can, then everything in the world becomes brighter, clearer, sharper, and more beautiful. And it's just amazing. And I know I've talked to a lot of people about this. If you keep meditating, keep doing mindfulness, keep letting thoughts go all through the day, then you can reach this stage of real clarity in your lives. And recently my head's been full of the centre, and I've had a lot going on. So I've lost a lot of that. And, so I've never been like that all the time, but these moments of clarity are just beautiful. But we have to encourage them. We have to set up the conditions where they can appear. And I've got a poem from Mary Oliver that is about this, I think, really. So I'm going to read that before we actually start. But I would encourage you to practice this practice regularly, which most of you do because you come here every morning. And also to do it during the day, just to notice that you get overwhelmed by thoughts and letting them go. And it won't stay with you all the time, probably, but some of the time at least, you can have this wonderful presence in the world where you're really living your life and seeing the world in a much more clear, beautiful way. So that's what we're aiming for. Okay, well, that's enough. So we'll begin the meditation just to say hello to Susan. Good to see you, Susan. And we'll begin by just settling in. So just taking stock of how we are at the moment, as always. I'm feeling quite tired at the moment because I woke up suddenly. You know what that's like. So that's me. How are you feeling? And my sensation of that, of how I am, is a bit negative. It's a bit uncomfortable. Makes me want to be a bit grumpy, actually. But I'm not allowing that to happen. I have a choice. I don't have to become grumpy. I can just see this sort of thick-headed feeling as a thick-headed feeling. And just keep it at that, really. And just stay okay, stay positive. So we might be feeling a bit like that, a bit uncomfortable in some way. Or we might be feeling quite good. Or maybe we're in between somewhere. So the whole point is, whatever it is, it's just how it is. We can take it as it is, accept it, have a sense of kindness towards it. It's our reality right now. So bringing attention to our body, weighing down on the bed or the chair or the cushion or stool. And just allowing our weight to be held by whatever we're sitting or lying on. Just giving up. Noticing any particular points of tension or tightness in our body. Maybe the neck, the shoulders, the back, or anywhere else. And just being with that, not trying to fight it as we normally do. Just being with any discomfort, allowing it to be there with a sense of kindness. And just sort of caring for it in a way, being with it. And that really helps it to soften and be less troublesome. Just bringing attention to our faces, where we hold quite a bit of subtle tension, particularly in the forehead. Letting the forehead relax, letting the face relax. So the whole of the face, from the forehead to the chin, just allowing it to sag, to relax, not holding it in any way. And moving down into the chest area, noticing the breath coming and going in the body, the lungs expanding each time we breathe in, pushing the rib cage out. And then relaxing. So as we breathe out and we relax, as we naturally relax, just allowing the whole of our being to relax with that. Just letting go on the out-breath. And then letting go a little bit more on the next. Just really letting any thoughts go, not following them if we can avoid it. And if we do follow them, just noticing when we come back. So this is a poem by Mary Oliver called Mindful. And I've not come across it before, so I hope I can read it okay. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in a haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. Gosh, how beautiful is that? So we're going to do the mindfulness of breathing. And we begin in the first stage as usual by following the out-breath. The out-breath is really helpful to us because on each out-breath we relax a little bit more. It's a relaxing breath. So we follow it right from the beginning to the end of each out-breath, following it all the way through, concentrating on each long out-breath. And if we wish, we can place a number at the end, if that helps us, beginning with 1, and then 2, and counting up to 10 before starting again. But the main thing, the important thing, is to concentrate on the whole of the out-breath without putting too much effort into it. Just following each out breath, relaxing as you do it, not making any big effort, and being kind if you get distracted. It doesn't matter. Just checking how you are and getting more comfortable if you need to. And then when you're ready, we're going to start following each in-breath from the very beginning to the very end. And not worrying too much about the out-breath now. Just following the whole length of the in-breath. And if you wish, you can count at the beginning of each in-breath. Again, beginning with 1, 2, and then starting again at 10. The main thing is to follow the whole of the in-breath. Just letting any distractions go, not getting caught up in trying to avoid thinking. Just following each in-breath. So now we're going to move into the body and just notice the breath in the body, moving the body, the sensations of the breath in the body, particularly in the upper body, the movement of the chest, the sensations of the air coming in and leaving the chest, the lungs. Just relaxing into that, not trying too hard, just being with the breath as it moves the body. And if you notice any pleasant feelings in the body, not trying to grab hold of them, just acknowledging that they're there and allowing them to be there and to grow. And in the last stage, we move our attention up to the area around the nostrils or the upper lip where we breathe in. And just really concentrating on that subtle sensations as the breath brushes past in and out of the body. Not making a lot of effort, just keeping attention on the point where the air enters and leaves the body. And for the last few moments, just letting go of all effort now, just sitting, observing your experience. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside this soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. Nor am I talking about the exceptional, the fearful, the dreadful, the very extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. O good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world, the ocean's shine, the prayers that are made out of grass. So I hope that was good for you. It may not, whether it was pleasant or unpleasant, I hope it was worthwhile and helped you. Helps all of us to keep doing this. Thank you to Paul for a lovely poem. I haven't read all of it, but Paul's posted a poem on Facebook. So if you would like to have a look at that, it would be, I think it's worth having a good read. I've just scanned it, but it's lovely. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. I may use it. Got to pass these things around. So I mentioned in there about in the third stage that you might feel pleasure in the body. Because one of the, sure, some of you have had this. One of the things about meditation is that if we get into a really relaxed state and we're really present, we get something called dhyana, which has got various depths. And the initial depth is called rapture. So we get this feeling of rapture in the body, which can be like goosebumps or our hair standing on end a little bit. It's quite raw pleasure. I get sort of this area around here just goes zzz, like that. So I really know when I'm getting there, and then that can turn into pretty or joy. Bliss, really, bliss, which is when the whole, this pleasure just suffuses the body and it's calm and beautiful. And then there's two more stages above that, which end up with equanimity, complete equanimity. But if you notice these stages, you can't force them, but they may appear if you get very relaxed. So just value them. If you try and hang on to them, they'll just disappear quickly. So we just got to notice them and not do anything. Yeah, so we've got an appeal going at the moment, as you know, and some of you have been very generous with us, and thank you very much indeed. If you haven't donated yet, we would really appreciate a contribution from you. It doesn't matter how small or how big. It's just to help us get this centre up and running on Gillygate. It's going to cost us a lot of money. So the links are with this video, and if you can manage to give us some amount, then we'd be really, really appreciative. I'd be really appreciative. So it would just help us to get the centre going. So thank you for coming this morning. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for a loving kindness meditation at 8 o'clock. So wishing you well for the day. Lots of love to you.